everybody. It's me, Galen. Galen's got Parkinson's. I'm having a solo battle. Do you want to have a look at it? Nice thing about solo gaming is I can have a move now. I can sit back and I can think about it. And I might not do anything for hours. I might sit here like that bloke in Alice in Wonderland. Which is what he says to her. He's on that step, isn't he? I'm going to sit here on and off for days and days and days. That's me. Because I'm not doing 40k, or Stargrave or anything. I'm doing the very first science fiction rules that were specifically published. And they are Stargard. And they were published in 1971 by McEwan Miniatures. So that's what we're on a crack at. So the figures are far more modern. There's some Combat Patrol, there's some 80s, 90s squats, there's some Star Trek and Ghostbusters, there's some Squid Games. There are things happening out of your sight because the main protagonists who are on the board don't know about them either. I don't know if you can see, and I don't want to give too much away, but there is an orc sniper hiding somewhere on the board. I won't give it away unless he fires. Let's see if you can spot him. So the basic idea of the game is pretty simple, really. It's all based on D6s and very crude factors, which we changed very quickly because you have to, and you'll see why. I'm not playing out a massive amount. I don't want to do a full move, full game or anything. Unless anybody desperately begs me, and no one ever does, so I don't think that's a problem. And I'll probably keep coming back to this game because I'm going to leave it set up like we used to in the olden days, me and my brother, with it between our two beds. And it can stay in here for years. I could just keep popping back in and doing a bit. My wife didn't hear me say that. So, I'm going to throw, first of all, we throw to see who has initiative. So this is for the... Now, I set all my fantasy... I set all my science fiction games inside the solo roleplay game, 5 parsecs from home. And I'm going to do a proper video about 5 parsecs because it's brilliant. But the overriding force of organisation within the 5 parsecs is unity. And in my world, unity very much like the Federation. I've got a friend who plays, and unity in his world are very much like the Empire in Star Wars. So, it's a solo game, so it doesn't matter, does it? So mine are very much like the Federation. But having said that, in Star Trek, they control everything. The military, they control, if you have a little dust bowl town out west, and you have sort of a sheriff lawman, it'd still be following the laws of unity. You might have a Judge Dredd character, you might have a Star Trek crew character type thing. So that's what we've got here. The squats they're not really mercenaries because they've signed a 5-year contract. Part of the deal is they've had their ship improved because they had a rammy old freighter, but they have to give 5 years service. So they're not mercenaries, but they're working alongside Unity. They've arrived on a planet. They had a slightly different plan, but the plan was they were going to meet with a new civilization and get them to join Unity and increase the span of Unity. But they weren't compatible. The planet, as it turned out when I threw the dice in 5 parsecs, they didn't have space travel. So it didn't make sense for Unity to get involved in a minor tribal war. there was no right and wrong sides. There wasn't anybody oppressing each other. It was just two low-tech armies fighting each other. So they swerved that, but they've discovered on their way back this icy moon, and upon it is are buildings, and they scanned them, and they're signs of various life, and they've come down to investigate. The fact that they've put down a drop ship about 1 kilometre away to move to this position has alerted all the local idiots to come and have a pop at them. And that's what's happened. So first is unity. Unity through a 2. And the next is random assorted idiots. They threw a 3. So random assorted idiots are going to get to go first. Man, I don't like fighting this close up. But these orcs have only got... Oh no, he's got a gun. Yeah, they've got... Oh, his heads fell off. Drat. Can't carry on with no head. Well, that's been a blow. What happened to me? It fell off. Oh, medic! Stretcher bearers! So we don't want to stand that close. One of the things I've discovered with this game is you don't want to be this close for gunfire. They've got a move of 6. He's going to get himself in there. Move of 6. No. Yeah. So he can get in there. So we'll put those 2 chaps in there to start with. And then he will take cover there. And he will push to there to take cover there. Let's see if there's any shooting. Well, there is shooting, in fairness. So let's have a peep. I mean, he's behind this corrugated steel thing. Oh, he's still going to get cover. So the way you do it is every weapon has a factor. And in the original rules, there were sort of different type of units. There were line infantry, and they had to have beam pistols. And the next unit up were elites, Marines. And they had blasters, but they were better. But you couldn't have line infantry with blasters. These orcs cannot be elite. You cannot have elite orcs, which makes them line infantry. So line infantry have got a factor of 2 on a beam rifle. So basically, I measure the range. You have a decent range. So I measure the range 5 inches. Beam rifle's got a range 0 to 6 is short, so that they need a 4 plus a beam weapon 2. So 4 plus 2, no, whatever I throw plus 2 has to equal 4. No, it doesn't. Oh, okay. What about him? Right, 7, that's the next range. So that's 5. So he's got to get a 5, and whatever I throw on the dice, I'm going to add 2. Oh, gosh. That's not gone well, has it? Have you seen what the squats arrived in? Hey, brings back some memories, doesn't it? Those lads, there's a window there. It's ideal. So he's going to have a shot through that window. Bang, 11. 11 is medium range. He does 5 or 6. He adds 2. 4. Oh, God. Wow. They're like the soldiers on Star Wars where they can't hit anything down a corridor. Beam on 11. That needs a 5 or 6 plus 2. 5. Hit something. Finally. So the formula you use for working out an injury. Now he's been hit. The shot came from here. He doesn't really have cover, does he? No, he doesn't have cover. So he's shot. He needs to save. He only gets 1 for the arm. So looking at the squat there who's been shot, and the shot score was a 4. I have an armour save of 1, but no cover. There's no other saves. So I'm going to throw my dice and add 1, and if I've got to beat 4. I need a 5 or a 6. I got a 6. It turned over when I moved it. It was a 6. So he's all right. So again, to recap, Orc took a shot through a dice, got a hit. His gun was a 2. So he added 2 to what he threw, gave him a 4. I threw an armour and mod for cover onto a d6 and I got a 6. So I've been saved. So that was the end of that shooting period. Now which the others get all their turns and do everything. So I think the next thing that's going to happen is that there's a group of infantry here who are going to advance and put down fire there to try and sort of drive these squats away. And I'm going to leave it there and I'll come back to it at some point and I'll let you know what's happened next. I think that's probably enough. So I'll leave you with that, and I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say.